Hi guys, it's time for Dehaka in our What Can I Do for My Ally series, and stay tuned because Dehaka is especially interesting. Now, first of all, gameplay wise, of course, Dehaka comes at 1 minute mark, so can always defend even on maps where early where attack waves come very early, like on Risto Korhal, so some commanders can have problems. Dehaka can help. But if your ally is Abatur, like Abatur and Dehaka are really good synergy, but if you know how to do it, because I actually hate on solo queue when I get Dehaka ally, because then Dehaka just gets out and eats stuff and kills stuff, and Abatur gets 50% more biomass for toxic nest kills, or if unit are killed, for example, Immortal gets hit but doesn't die of single toxic nest, of course. Then if it's killed well it's still stunned from toxic nest, then it will also yield 50%. But the Haka then kind of steals biomass. For the Haka is it's all the same, because the Haka has always gets the same amount of essence, but it also helps the hacker because toxic nest help him, especially when he's early game and he's not so strong yet. So toxic nest can help him kill unit faster, get his essence faster too. But for Abatur's sake, when you have Abatur ally, if of course ally knows that, if ally doesn't place toxic nest in right positions and he has no attention of luring, then you of course do your own Dehaka thing, just sort of kill stuff, collect essence. The hack always has to be active. But if your ally knows what to do with Abatur properly, if he places toxic nest, if you see that he wants to lure enemies, then you just help him. You lure enemies into his toxic nest, and that's how you can help yourself getting essence faster and him get biomass faster. So I really hate when the hack allies steal my biomass. Okay, so that's it for that. And of course, the hack also can provide later high ground vision and detection, and there is that passive thing. That's healing, of course. It's advised to get healing the last on level 13, 14, and 15. Of course, get healing 1, 2, 3. How healing works is it heals in the radius of 8. I think around the Haka, all units healed by 1 or 2 or 3 HP, depending on the level. So yeah, that's the Haka's passive healing stuff, unless you are devouring one, because devouring one you can also get healing, but it's not wise because you of course max on level 11, so you don't have scorching breath, so you take other abilities, and healing is like the Haka will still heal himself by devouring, and he will also heal other stuff, not passively anymore, but by devouring stuff. And how devour healing works, if you don't know, it heals 5% of units total health without mastery, or 6.5 with mastery. And if you eat biological units, then it's 25% of units total health without mastery, or 32.5% with mastery. So with mastery, almost third of units health. So it's really good against if it's really good for the big units, the Hakas on Tyrannosaurus, of course, but allied units for example, the Abatur's units, because they're big, especially ultimate evolutions, so you can pretty much speedrun the maps using just Brutalisk and the Haka. You have a good ally that knows how to do things. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing, and also other buffs like anti-armor buff, range buff. I think range buff is bugged. It's always lasts 15 seconds, I think, for units, despite the level of the devour or the masteries. I think that's bugged. I read it. I didn't observe it myself, but I heard that it's so. Actually, didn't quite observe that thing, but think that that's the bug. But what's especially useful is psionic devour buff, because when the Dehaka hits psionic units, it creates explosion around him, but it also reduces the cooldown of the Dehaka's abilities by half. So with devouring one, this also applies to units around him, but not all the abilities. Not all active abilities, so I will walk you through this. I didn't yet test everything, but I tested the most important abilities. So let's go through commanders now. So we have Raynor, we have afterburners that are affected, so you can afterburner cooldown is halved, and also all the battlecruiser and Hyperion abilities. You can have more Yamatos, more tactical jumps, and more as already said, afterburners. And for Hyperion also you don't have more point defense drones because their number is fixed 5, but cooldown is reduced, so you can spend them faster if needed. Okay, so that's it. Kerrigan, nothing really, because Kerrigan's abilities are not cooldown on energy, except the master abilities, but master abilities of any hero commander are not affected, like Kerrigan's assimilation aura and the immobilization wave, Nova's nuke, then Zagara's roaches. Those things are not affected. So yep. Yeah, now we go for to Artanis. Artanis is interesting because Artanis gets some interesting things. Zealots, their whirlwind lasts for 4 seconds, and the cooldown is 8 seconds. So with Psionic Devour, it's halved. It's 4-second cooldown, so they can actually be in permanent whirlwind state where they have the buff. That's pretty good. And also the Tempest disintegration ability, the Phoenix is a graviton beam. So yeah, these things are affected. Okay. Swan, nothing really. Maybe Hercules. I didn't test the Hercules ability. Maybe Thor's ability. I kind of don't like Thor's. And Science Vessels, that defensive matrix, but it also costs energy, so nothing really. Zagara, okay, Zagara herself, if you are Apex Predator, then you can also deep tunnel more often, and I think you can, yeah. And maybe Corruptors, that corruption ability, nothing big. Vorazun is really good. It has good things because okay, Centurions. I don't remember if I tested them, but Centurions they have that shadow charge. So it could be good, but Stalkers are really a powerful thing. Because Stalker is the same thing as with Artanis' Zealots. They can blink every 8 seconds, and when they blink, they are cloaked for 4 seconds, and during that period, they recharge their shields. So, with ability with blink halved, cooldown halved, they can be practically permanently cloaked. And while the buff is on, of course, and they can also be in the permanent state of recharging shields, which is rapid recharging, of course, not that normal slow Protoss shield recharge. And the Dark Templar's abilities also, especially of course, Shadow Fury, because more Shadow Fury is also always good when they execute that. It's powerful ability, does a lot of damage, and when they are executing Shadow Fury, they are also invulnerable, so that's a really good ability. Corsair's Disruption Web too, of course, and Archon's not really, because Archon's abilities are on cooldown, both Mind Control and the Confuse, but they also cost energy, so yeah. Even without cooldown reduction, you kind of will run out of energy before you run out of ability usage, with cooldown. So, okay, Karax, Mirage is the Graviton Beam. Nothing really important for Karax. Sentinel has passive ability, so nothing. Okay, Abator. But okay, brutalists can deep tunnel even more often than they can normally. Corrosive biles, that's good to have coolant reduced. Now we have also maybe devourers. Did I test corrosive acid? Maybe, I don't remember. Maybe vipers consumption, but not really important. But swarm host, yeah, swarm host, more locust. But how their thing work, the spawn locust is it's kinda counted as auto attack and also as a special ability. So you can see double cooldown, one on the command card and one of the how is this thing called, the display down there. So and one you will see that it's affected, one not. One is spinning faster, one not. So and then it means that you can have locust. You can spawn locust double often, but have to do it manually. You have to do manually because they won't do it automatically. Okay. So we have Alarak. Alarak's abilities, I don't know. I think this is not affected. But Ascendance Sacrifice are so you can power level them. I mean, supplicants cost a lot of minerals, but then you can opt to actually go for less Ascendance and to power level them to level them faster because they can sacrifice more units to them. Okay, so that's it. Nova. I don't remember actually ever testing Nova's thing. I know it can be actually all her abilities are on a cooldown. I think actually the units are not affected. Not sure. Think I did a series of videos. So I remember testing Nova herself. And it has energy snipe and the shotgun or energy based, but the sabotage drone. So this is especially good if you're infiltration specialist. Then you can spam more sabotage drones, so you can deploy the next one before the first one even exploded. So you can have double the sabotage drone, two sabotage drone active at the same time. It's pretty good thing. But the Raven's actually abilities would be pretty good to test. I don't remember if I tested that. And maybe Siege Tanks Mines and definitely these ghosts snipe thing so maybe it could be really good. I'll have to see this. Bench also have those things. Okay, Stukov. No, Stukov has infested siege tanks. I think not affected. The Diamondbacks, I think, are those thing. Apocalypse abilities. I think the rockets are affected, but Burrow not. If I can remember correctly, Burrow charge. But Diamondbacks, that fungal snare. I think this is affected. And what if bunkers? Bunkers, when they uproot their bunker list, they're technically units. So what you can do, I mean, that's not really viable in the game, but I mean, it's a possibility. You can uproot the bunker, and then if it get buff when you root it back, the buff will remain. So if you're a Lord of the Horde, for example, you will have even more units. You will have infested troopers coming out every 4 seconds at least until the buff wears off, of course. We have Phoenix. I don't use disruptors, so I don't know. Maybe for disruptors would be good, but I never use them, so I didn't even test them. But adepts, that shadow theirs, I don't know. That could be good for to test. Okay, the hacker himself, the Hanan Horner. I don't know, bit of mines, but they don't really to like have them near the Haka. Maybe on Dead of Night if you're defending close to the Haka. I don't know, for their ability and for the Reaper's flying thing. I think this is affected thing, and this is pretty much it. Tychus. Now I'm really sorry that Tychus, these outlaws are not affected, because it would be really awesome. Imagine, like, especially Sirius with more turrets, or Nox with more the storms, the pulse, ultrasonic pulses, or crooked sun with more this the what's it called demolition charges. Yeah, but unfortunately it doesn't affect outlaw except Tychus. So only Tychus can have more grenades, but other outlaws not affected. That's really bad. And Zeratul himself. Now, if you are P3 Zeratul, then instead of every 2 seconds, Zeratul can spin every second. So that's really like a blender, a spinning machine. Ambushers, okay, they have that triple blink, so it's kinda. I think this is not affected, but Void Templars are. I don't know about Shield Guard's reflective shield, but or Abrogators will be good to test. But I think that it's kind of auto attack. I think it's not a fair. I think I even tested it. I kind of forgot tested all. It's a lot of stuff, and I did it like a few months ago, so I kind of already forgot. But Void Templars, yeah, they can blink every 2 seconds, so that's really powerful. They delete everything, so yeah, it's good. Yeah. Even without the buff, and they can do every 4 seconds, and every two. That's really OP. Okay, Statman also it's pretty bad because Statman also Gary is fast, powerful, so you can keep Gary close to the Haka, but unfortunately, his abilities are not affected, so nothing there. And Statman's abilities can only be banned by his own infestors, like that. See charging protocol, it reduces cooldown by 25% on the Igorb. I don't know if other abilities too, but sadly, Psionic Devour buff doesn't apply, so nothing here. For all these abilities, mostly energy based, so maybe just the corruptor pissing, that they're clean solvent thing, because it also has cooldown. So yep, that thing. And I don't know what else. Okay, infestors have also cooldown protocol, but it's not important. Mengsk, I think Mengsk actually no abilities. Battle cruiser, it would be really good if they, like Raynor's battle cruiser, they have more tactical jumps and Yamatos, but unfortunately it doesn't work for them. And other things, I don't know, most passive things. So I don't think Mengsk has anything that is affected. Maybe these afterburner things. I'm not sure. Didn't test that. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the Haka. Some things yet to test, so I will be testing them maybe in the next video of next few days. Stay tuned. Next week, of course, Han and Horner, but the Haka was really a lot to say about this Psionic Devour thing. Okay, watch my other videos, of course, in the meantime, and thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you liked it, and see you next time.